ultimately, we're selling to the same target market, same buyer persona. The buying process is slightly different for software versus services. But really what we're offering ultimately is a solution that will provide benefit to the business. And throughout our history, we're firm believers that in analytics, the back end is as important as the front end. And the fact that you've got a platform which deals with the back end data management, and we've got services that overlay that with really high impact front end analytics, means that it makes sense to put that end to end offering under one brand.
Awesome. And do you think there's a tendency for people to overemphasize front end over the back end, or back end over the front end in terms of analytics solutions?
I do actually, yeah. I think ultimately, certainly a more technical audience responds to sort of back end data management solutions better. Certainly that kind of thing is not as well understood by the business, but ultimately, analytics is for the business, and the marketplace is sort of littered, certainly on the data management side, data warehousing. It's a very crowded marketplace unless you dig very, very into the detail of what each kind of company's offering, and then actually you can find that they're slightly different, or they could be complementary or slightly overlapping in some areas but not others. What we wanted to do was put a real focus on the business value, and I think you do that by linking those two things together and offering a solution that takes the pain of managing the data and visualizing it away. It's something that I think a business user would respond to.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. I'm just thinking from my personal experience of the job I do, is that it would be more useful for a lot of things that I do. That some of it was more intuitive. I know you've got like no code. Is that right? That part of the TrueKey platform is no code for the front end.
Yeah. So basically, it's a completely no code UI.
Right.
And really, I think the differentiator there is that some of the other platforms that say they do data warehouse automation, that you need to be a coder. You need to develop a technical capability set to use those products. So the automation, you're not really benefiting from the automation because you've still got the same resources doing the work. Maybe it takes them a little bit less time. With our approach, completely no code, we're actually taking the capability out of IT and enabling a business function to take control of their own data solution. So with a more of an analyst skill set, you can spin up and manage an enterprise-grade cloud data warehouse in a business function. So we're really changing where that responsibility sits, but at the same time acknowledging that the whole thing needs to be signed off and governed by IT. So we're offering the security, the reliability that Microsoft Azure Stack offers, but with an interface that an analyst could manage. So it's much easier to set up and operate for the business.
Awesome, and we'll get into Azure in a sec, but I was wondering if you could perhaps elucidate a particularly sort of compelling example or illustration of how that might look like for someone taking advantage of this sort of no-code automation capability.
Yeah, so let's say you're a head of marketing in a growth business. The marketing function, I'm particularly kind of amazed at how technical and data-driven marketing's become in recent years. I did an MBA about